Welcome once again to the Mayor's Weekly Press Conference. It is the last day of January, January 31st, and it's not too bad outside. It's about 48 degrees, with the 48 degree being the high. Tomorrow, we're looking at a little bit lower, 44 degrees, some showers, 15 degrees as the low, so it's going to get chilly. Friday's going to be chilly, 14 degrees as the low, 26 as the high. And then into Saturday, mostly cloudy, a high of 37 and a low of 30. Sunday, some rain and possible snow. Looks like a mix with a high of 37 and a low of 22. So there's your week and weekend predicted forecast, right? A couple things going on around the city as it pertains to engineering and public works. Probably the biggest thing that's going to be coming up soon is going to be Tuesday, February 20th, from 3:30 to 6 p.m. in the Grover Center atrium. This is on OU campus, which is 53 Richland Avenue. The city and university representatives are going to be there, along with representatives from Burgess and Nipel, which is a design firm. It's an open house. It's an open house to begin community dialogue about what we're referring to now as the Richland Avenue Pedestrian Passageway Project, or more simply put, RP3. This is the opportunity, again, it's an open house opportunity for interested parties to engage and kind of look through and understand the process that we're going to undertake. You know, a lot of you are aware, the Richland Avenue area, and in particular, right down there near West Green Drive, Grover Center, Porter Hall, and then the West Green proper is an area where we've had a number of problems. There's a high volume of foot traffic that crosses through there, with OU students, staff, faculty transitioning from West Green over towards Baker Center and vice versa. Roughly about 200 or 584 pedestrians crossing during peak hours. This is 2015 data. We see about 6,615 pedestrians a day traversing down in that area. So again, this passageway project is a proposed safety improvement in the Richland Avenue, and we're planning to put a passageway that exits on grade at the crosswalk. Will include construction pedestrian passageway to separate pedestrian and vehicle traffic and alleviate some congestion on Richland Avenue. And again, a lot of you who might be viewing today have noticed that during these high pedestrian crossing areas, traffic really stacks up in that area. So, and once again, just kind of point out that the City of Athens has received funding, notification of funding from ODOT under the Transportation Alternatives Program to fund this project. I believe it's 1.8 million and change. Along with that, the project itself is going to be about a 225 or 2.5 to possibly $2.2 million project, somewhere in that ballpark in terms of funding. So again, keep that in mind. One more time, that's going to be in Grover Center Atrium, 53 Richland Avenue, Tuesday, February 20th, 3:30 to 6 p.m. So please come out and engage in this process. Some street closures, one in particular, South Schaefer Street lane closure. This is South Schaefer Street traveling northbound in between Moore Avenue and West Union Street. This is for replacement of the sidewalk. The lane will be closed. It closed the 29th and will continue through the 2nd, which is Friday, February 2nd. They'll be detouring people. There will be a detour accessing Moore Avenue to Roberts Drive and then back onto West Union. So just keep that in mind, that there's that going on. And a notification of a canceled meeting. The Planning Commission typically meets on Thursdays. February 1st, there would have been one, but there isn't one. So don't show up because there won't be anything or anyone here. A couple things with Arts West. activities going on at Arts West. There's a square dance social that's going to happen tomorrow, 7 p.m. in Arts West, which is at 132 West State Street here in Athens. Caller and fiddler Joe Burdock and friends are going to bring you an evening of lively old-time music. No experience or partner is needed. Bring your friends, a good attitude, and an adult beverage of your choice if you choose to, with valid 21-year-old ID, of course. The dancing is going to start at 7 o'clock. Donations are $7. That's a suggested donation. So keep that in the back of your mind. There's also For the Love of Athens art opening. That's going to be this Friday, February 2nd, 6 to 8 p.m., again at Arts West. For the Love of Athens photograph exhibit will feature photographs of people, places, and things in Athens. So come check that out. 16 different artists. This year, 25 of those photos will be displayed in the Arts West Gallery for the month of February. So come check that out. And wait, that's not all. There's a family contra dance Sunday, February 4th, from 3 to 5 p.m., again in Arts West. Go figure. Bring the whole family out for dancing. Admission by donation, suggested donation is $3 per dancer. These contra dances are a blast. So if you're out and about and don't have anything to do on Sunday, go and check that out. I've got a couple things, or one thing in particular from the Athens Police Department. They've have the Crime Solvers Anonymous for February. Crime of the Month. The police department is requesting your information pertaining to several crimes which have occurred in the city. I actually just have one, I believe. Over the course of the past 30 days, the Athens Police Department has responded to 18 reported burglaries. Primarily, these burglaries have taken place in student housing areas over the course of OU's winter break. Common items stolen in these burglaries are video game systems, laptop computers, televisions, safes, and other items. I imagine these are the small portable fire safes that people have. So if you have any information pertaining to any of these burglaries around campus over the course of the holiday break, please reach out to the police department. You can call 740-594-3331, or you can go online to www.crimesolversofathens.org, or you can go to Facebook and to the police department and check it out. They're offering up to a $2,000 reward for information pertaining to these crimes. So again, if you know anything about those crimes, a rash of crimes, please reach out. And I can't stress this enough. You know, if you're not at home, please secure your valuables. Please secure your residence wherever you're living, whether off campus or on campus. Don't make your belongings tempting to where someone else might want your belongings more than you do. So keep that in mind, especially as we start going into the season where we typically see more fest activities on the horizon. Something that I want to push out, this is way outside the Athens city limits, but it's something that we all, anyone who's traversed the I-77 corridor is aware of. I just want to push this out through Ohio Department of Transportation. On that corridor, 3 miles, I think it's 3.6 miles north of Marietta, there's a rest stop. Ohio Department of Transportation is opening up a public comment period to explore the possibility of closing this particular rest stop down. It's that northbound 77 corridor, again, 3.6 miles outside, or 3.6 miles north of exit 1, which is mile marker 1 on 77 as you cut across the Ohio River and you're entering into the Marietta area. Again, they're exploring closing this down, largely because there's a lot of places that someone can pull off of exit 1 for hotel, for gas, for food, for, you know, you name it. And north of there, not too far, is exit 6, which again has gas filling stations. I believe there's also, as you keep going further up near Caldwell, there is a truck stop up there for fueling and whatnot. So just get that out there, that they are looking for any public input for anyone who's has an opinion one way or another over that. Sustainability Commission is meeting, its meeting has moved from February 6th, which is a Tuesday, to February 13th. It's 5:30 p.m. in City Hall. And I believe, is that in the front conference room? That's in the front conference room. So again, just make note that the Sustainability Commission meeting has moved from the 6th to the 13th of February, but still the same time, 5:30 p.m., front conference room here in the City Building. I've got a special guest here, our illustrious city planner, Paul Logue. He wants to talk a little bit about the comprehensive plan, and in particular, the vision statement that has been put together, and looking for comment on that vision statement. So, Paul, welcome. Thanks for showing up.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. Again, my name is Paul Logue. I'm the planner for the City of Athens. As many of you know, for the last year, starting in 2017, the city has been working on drafting a new comprehensive plan for the city. Our current comprehensive plan was adopted about 11 years ago or 12 years ago, and so we are in a good cycle every 10 years to update that comprehensive plan. To begin with that comprehensive plan in late fall, or in fall of 2017, we launched a visioning process to establish a vision and principles to help shape the comprehensive plan. I'm excited to announce today that we have a draft vision and guiding principles prepared for public review. And I would like to read that to you. And it should be noted that the vision statement was based on a public workshop we had in late September, where we had about 75 members of the community attend. And then after that, we had for about a month and a half an online survey that was available to the public, also on the topic of visioning, and that survey was completed by over 200 or about 200 people. The vision statement, as it reads today, is that Athens is a forward-thinking and diverse community that celebrates its eclectic college town roots while growing sustainably. And along with that statement, we have a series of guiding principles that I will read in no particular order. The first principle, we will highlight and build on the historic and cultural assets that make Athens one of a kind. We will nurture our high-quality neighborhoods and expand affordable and accessible housing. We will seek collaborative economic opportunities that build on the entrepreneurial efforts of our community, organizations, and institutions. We will strive for a sustainable future, which includes renewable energy, a healthy environment, and opportunities to connect with nature. We will leverage technology to expand our economic base and provide services for citizens and visitors. We will promote multimodal and active transportation solutions that better connect our neighborhoods and each other. We will celebrate the artistic and creative spirit of our community. And we will be inclusive for all, regardless of race, creed, color, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, national origin or ancestry, marital or familial status, religious belief, age, disability, or economic status. Now, as I said, we are in a draft stage with that vision statement and guiding principles. This information will be distributed widely starting tomorrow morning. We will allow for feedback from the community for about 2 or 3 weeks. And once we've received feedback, we will review the information. We will provide citizens with all of the background information that was culled from the meeting and from the online survey to generate this statement. And once we are complete with the feedback opportunity, we will then finalize our draft statement and we will move forward with the planning for the comprehensive plan. We anticipate that planning will start in late February, and then we will continue through the year with an identified goal of completing the draft plan for Athens City Council and for the city's Planning Commission in November and December of this year. Thank you.
And thanks, Paul. Thanks for coming today. You know, I'd be remiss not to say that Paul Logue has done an outstanding job with this iteration of what's a dynamic document. I mean, this is a living document as we roll forward with the comprehensive plan. You know, the original comprehensive plan, I think, was acted upon in 2006, 2007 timeframe. And a couple of years back, we started to realize that there was a lot that had been accomplished. So now moving into this with the Comprehensive Plan 2.0 as we move forward. So again, I want to, on camera, give Paul a big thank you for all the work that he's put into it, as well as his interns and the group that's working. It's not in isolation. There's a lot of people working together. And to you, who might be watching today, who have been engaged in the forums, thank you, and continue to be engaged, because this is our document. This is what Athens stands for, lives by. We use it as our guiding document moving forward, as Paul was just mentioning. So again, thank you, Paul, for showing up.
Thank you, Mayor. And just to be clear, there will be a lot of opportunities this year for people interested in participating in the planning. We will have public workshops, we will have online opportunities, and we will have other opportunities for citizens who can't make meetings on a Tuesday or a Thursday evening to be able to participate with the plan. We're looking forward to doing it. Thank you.
Thank you. Finally, I've got a guest here, another guest. Julia Everett-C is here from the Post, and she has come loaded for bear with all kinds of questions, I hope.
So first, regarding the Walk Your Wheels that is happening in the next few months, why was this decision made surrounding Court Street?
It was made because Court Street is unique in the city of Athens in that it has an ordinance associated with it to where it is not legal to ride a bicycle or a skateboard or rollerblades or electronic devices. I don't want to say hoverboards because that's not what they are, but electronic transportation devices on Court Street. That's not to say that that can't be used on other city sidewalks, because they can. But in the uptown area, which is such a high congestion pedestrian area, that's why that ordinance has been in existence for a while. We put down those pucks that a lot of people have seen, the carrier wheels pucks, and what the community will see moving forward is that we are going to put wraps that say the same kind of messaging to include the ordinance itself, the section in code that describes the penalties, the law itself. It will be on some of the big belly trash receptacles on Court Street at strategic locations, and that is going to be more heavily enforced. One of the other things in code that just recently changed is that the parking enforcement officials can also cite someone, whereas in the past that wasn't the case. The citations only came through our patrol officers who are driving vehicles on the street, and if someone is riding their bicycle on a sidewalk southbound, yet traffic can only flow on Court Street northbound, it's kind of difficult to circle back around and provide a warning or corrective action moving forward. So that's why. It's a safety issue. It's a big safety issue on Court Street.
And then how much would putting up the listing actual ordinance and everything that has to go with Walk Your Wheels, how much would that cost the city of Athens?
The cost, I would have to get back with you on what the cost was. Off the top of my head, I don't know what it is. I don't believe the wraps are going to be that expensive because it's going to be single-sided wrap. In other words, as you come up, you transition across, say, Washington Street on Court Street, probably the next big belly receptacle that you come to, there'll be a wrap facing southbound pedestrian traffic. We'll do something similar on the south end of that same stretch of the street, probably again on the first big belly receptacle that you come to, that there will be signage on there. Cost-wise, I'm not sure what that's going to cost, but I can't imagine that's going to be overwhelmingly expensive to get these vinyl wraps to put on there for that. And the pucks that are on the sidewalks themselves, again, I'd have to get back to you with what the cost was for the pucks themselves, and then to have them installed. The city workers installed those.
Okay. And then regarding the body cameras, what are your thoughts on the Athens Police Department looking to receive those?
It's interesting you should ask that question. Chief Pyle just gave my office the cost for having Axum body cameras, and we feel that it's within the budget. We've had conversations with the auditor's office that we think that what it will cost the city moving forward, that it's a manageable cost, and so you're likely to see something come up at some point rather soon before council to start that conversation about body-worn cameras. I am not opposed to body-worn cameras at all. I think that we're seeing more and more of them being used. What we really had to look through, though, and we've explored it for about 8 months to a year now, is a lot of issues surrounding body-worn cameras, and that is how much information needs to be redacted from the video footage for legal reasons. We've had to look at the issue of storage. We've had to look at the issue of how much extra time a patrol officer needs to sit down at a docking station and download that data, and not only download it, but also attach metadata to it. Things like location and time or things of that nature. So the chief feels pretty comfortable with this Axum, so we'll see where this goes from here.
So affordability, do you have the numbers yet, or would that be something that I would have to get back to as well?
I'd have to get back to you on that. Yeah.
And I think that's all for me.
Great.
Right.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Julia, for coming today. And again, thank you to anyone who has tuned in. We're likely, as always, Ryan Schwartzoff, Zach Shriver, and I are always kind of scheming, trying to think where should we have our next remote broadcast from. And sometime in the near future, I think that we're going to do one down at the headquarters fire station out on Columbus Road. We're still kind of exploring when we're going to actually do that, but that's one. And the other one is, I think with the pool progress, the way things are going with the new swimming pool, is that we'll likely do one in February where we go back down to the pool so that you, the viewers, can see what progress has been made. And I can tell you right now, if you haven't driven down East State Street lately and looked over in that direction, the construction is significant for that particular project. So again, keep that in mind, and we'll certainly announce it to everyone when we do these, but we'll do a remote at the pool site, and we'll do a remote out at the fire department headquarters on Columbus Road. As always, thank you for tuning in, and have a safe rest of your week and weekend, and hopefully we will see you, or you'll see me, next Wednesday. Take care.